Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting our second match lined up for you right now. We've got Schmack. We've got Schmack facing off against Team. They're over there on the top. You can see them. I'm Shadow24 with Bolter07, and we are here to bring you that action. We've got a wonderful matchup in our advanced division for you guys. Schmack, a team that I have seen once or twice here at Elo Hell, so hopefully they're going to be able to bring back some of that action we've seen before.
Yeah, this should be a really, really good game. And yeah, I think that through Smack, I think they're gonna have confidence going into this. Though I mean, they're a team that's been around a while. And yeah, I think that this should be a really good game in the advanced division as well. We're looking at the roster here. Who would you think out of this roster is going to be the highlight? Schmiddle.
Well, Schmoople's off the bat for Schmack, one of my favorite players at Elo Hell. Beautiful Baptiste, beautiful Honest. She absolutely understands those heroes to a T. So I definitely keep an eye on the support line from Schmack. Nitro as well. Not somebody to, Knitter. Not somebody to pass over. Also going to be a fantastic support. As far as Team Rocket goes, though, I've only gotten to see a little bit from them, and they also have a 9-person roster, so there's a very good chance that we see this lineup change throughout the through the play. But Kamehameha is one of my favorite Anas in Elo Hell, so hopefully they'll be able to bring some good healing. And then as far as the tank line goes, you really need to be looking at George. For the DPS, you need to be looking at George. They're the Genji player, they're the Sombra player, and Genji's kind of meta again a little bit. So definitely going to be keeping an eye on George.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. And I think that having the subs and having this flexibility is going to be really huge for Team Rocket. I just think they just need to use the right people in the right situation.
Definitely. And if you look at the kind of heroes that a lot of the players play, it gets a little bit overlapping with the way that they kind of have it. They have 2 Ana players with Kamehameha and D-Line. They have multiple tracers with Iron and Pendant. And then they've only got those, their tank is probably their best area, where they do have the Ryan Monkey main as well as somebody who plays Sigma Orisa. So you can kind of switch out based on how your comp wants to go. But support line, it's a lot of pressure on Gorbachev to flex.
Yeah, that's what I think. And when you have 2 people who really like Ana, but Ana is a great hero, very, very flexible, and you can fit that into a lot of comps. But yeah, as you said, Gorbachev is going to need to fill in that gap. And we're going into Lijiang Tower. Yes.
Speaking of gaps, we're going to be going to Lijiang Tower, like you said, and this is a great map to start off on. Although, personally, I don't prefer starting off on the control points, as you can sometimes get a slanted view at which team is better. If you can force a brawl on control point in almost any situation, you're going to win out that map. So we'll see what these teams bring to the table and see if any are going to make the mistake we've been seeing of running that Reinhardt without that Lucio.
Yeah, for sure. You definitely need to run brawl in this control center. Oh my god, looking at Schmack's comp, what are they running? The Bastion. Who knows? Maybe they just. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're just.
It's a box of fun. That's what this composition is going to be called right now. I'm gonna call it a box of fun. Double trouble, maybe instead of double shield, just double trouble. You got Genji Junkrat as the DPS, but Drag, you got one more swap for us? Whoop. There we go.
Oh, okay. We're both going 2 Symmetries again. Okay. We love to see it. Get to the point quickly, take that point control, and take wide room. And we're seeing a very, very similar comp. Whoa,
yeah,
exactly
mirror
the same.
compositions in fact, and this is just going to come down to which team is more synergized and who can manage their cooldowns better. Trouble down, but a big trade as the Lucio for Schmack goes down as well. This is going to make it difficult, but Paul Wynn's got Handsome Guys back, and Schmack is on the attack, able to find themselves a lot of space here as they get the first control. I expect to see them go straight to the choke and continue this dominance.
Yeah, and Team Rocket blast off at the speed of light back into the spawn. And look at Handsome Guy has already got his ult. He dominated that first fight. Absolutely dominated. And this Shadow is going to come in huge for the ult economy if he pulls it off. He's holding a choke at the minute.
Yeah, he's just itching to lay down this shatter. He's waiting for the perfect moment. But you know what? You've got him at choke. Play with him a little bit. Get some other ultimates online for now. But it doesn't look like Team Rocket's going to have it. They've got the speed boost onto the point, but it's separated in their engagement, but it's going to push Schmack back just enough as the shield. The handsome guy getting dangerously low. The shatter at the ready, looking for the aggressive Reinhardt play. Clones, however, 81%. Shatter able to sneak at least one out from beside the shield, but the rest of the kills coming through for Team Rocket. Kamehameha able to find the Reinhardt out as well. And with that tire, Dragorio able to take out the main tank, but the fight still alive on point. Positive good Symmetra shield making it difficult separating the points in half, but allowing her team to dish out damage selectively and focus. Able to find themselves all the kills that they need. Team Rocket back to spawn, no control on the point. And no, they might get cut out just a little bit here. That Ryan needs to get back.
Yeah, and they honestly, that shield from Positive Good, absolutely huge, because once Handsome Guy went down, that was all their protection gone from all the spam from George and Aaron.
Oh no, Team Rocket. They've got all the ults in the world, but an amplification matrix is going to shut the door on that. 3-4 down for Team Rocket. They're only able to walk away with 2 kills as Schmack merely presses S, retreats from the attack, and just kind of leaves their tanks for cleanup.
Team Rocket look like they're surrendering here now. Now they use beat, tire, and shield from and that's it. And they just couldn't get onto point. They couldn't get through that choke.
Yeah, Team Rocket right now are learning why Schmack is a veteran team here at Elo Hell.
Yeah, and they need to pull something different out in this second round. Otherwise, they're gonna be in trouble, I think, in this series.
But you know, sometimes just a switch up a composition is all you really need.
Yeah, for sure. And Team Rocket do switch up to a D.Va. Interesting, because it's very, very non-brawly, the D.Va. But also they're switching off to a Monkey, so that's kind of similar. You're not gonna get as much brawl as a Xayah, but it's still gonna be good. They're both gonna TP to point. And it's going to be a huge mess and a big brawl on point straight away. And having that initial point control is absolutely huge.
Oh, both teams simultaneously getting there, but Dragorio able to catch George before they hit the ground. Man, finds the support as well. But a big comeback from Rocket. They got a boop, and then Arn just popped Positive Good off of the map, and now Schmack are gonna have to kind of sort of scramble to get into the back, but a Doomfist versus a Doomfist, it's okay. Lord Moomin is there to keep you alive, Dragorio. It's all okay until Dragorio gets sent to the grave, and then Schmack's gonna lose the point.
Yeah, now it's just battle of the Doomfists. Aaron and Team Rocket coming out on top. And yeah, as Dragorio comes in and picks up 3 kills in that, but it's not enough. The team just don't have the sustain to carry on that fight. And it lets Team Rocket hold point and push up to the Schmack's choke. And it's going to be really hard for them to get through here.
Yeah, especially with Aaron in the waiting on the high ground behind them.
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
Doomfist.
Waiting to bounce onto the backline.
He did have to exit out, so now he's on point, but he's able to find Dragorio after the punch. And just like a counter charge, using that technique to take out the opposing Doomfist.
Absolutely. The shield comes out.
Yeah, a slanted shield, able to use it in a more offensive manner. Instead of the defensive manner, you usually see those Symmetra shields used.
Yeah, it shows the positivity and the aggression of Schmack here. They just want to go at Team Rocket and show them who's boss. And they just want to push forward, and they're playing really, really aggressive here, Schmack. And it's really good to see. It's how you need to take this point back on Lijiang Tower. You can't be passive and you can't sit at choke, otherwise you're just gonna get spammed out, and you're gonna have troubles.
Well, they're gonna go ahead and use the teleporter onto point and see what they can get done. But Dragorio once again reading it like a book and taking pages out, able to find themselves a couple of kills, supporting with that kill onto clones as well. And this is where Team Rocket's gonna start to run into a bit of a well, not a brick wall, but just a rough situation in drag. Gonna go ahead and stay right there just in case they want to try and use that teleporter trick one more time.
Yeah, and they were ready for it the first time. They're gonna be ready for the second. They should just switch off and try something else. Maybe just walk in the front door with the photon barrier here. Yes, exactly this, and play aggressively.
Well, the aggression is definitely there. The self-destruct from Trouble in onto the point. Finds an immortality field and 1 kill into Lord Moomin. Able to get the boop enough onto the Lucio. So a lot of pressure now on Drag on this Doomfist to bring things back for Fruit Schmack. Not able to find the kills, but the rest of the team following through. Positive Good coming in big with the beam, but gets booped up by Gorbachev. That's a big Lucio play for Team Rocket as they're able to scare Fruit Schmack out of the point long enough to take it. 62% and counting, and Gorbachev with another boop. Another one.
He's loved the boops, this guy. And he's built beat. Oh my word, like he's playing out of his mind and just getting boops for days. And the thing is, they're staggering them so well. They were just sat on the edge of the point, and the grab comes out, just gets to running.
It's just gonna find clones, but that's enough to sneak the Shattered past. Sound barrier, however, from Gobachev gonna keep people alive. A good boot makes sure the charge doesn't land, but the hammer's still swinging, and the Lucio needs to ride on out. Handsome guy down to 70%, but a big heal comes through from Schmooples to keep them into the fight. Team Rocket gonna lose one very early on. The Doomfist now hunting Drag. Looking for a kill or a good boop, anything that's possible. A good stop onto the Reinhardt, knocking to the ground, and the damage will come out from the rest of Fruit Schmack as they're able to whittle through the respawns from Team Rocket at 99%. They're going to take back the point and push this into what's possibly last fight territory.
Yeah, and they do get the flip. And Dragorio is honestly getting so much value on this Doomfist. Every single fight he's picking up kills. He's doing really, really well at engaging with his team and playing together. And it's hard to synergize when you have a Symmetra and your team moving in so quickly. Team Rocket trying to push in the front door of this choke here.
And with the Lucio, they're going to have a little bit of help. They need to get a teleport or some big pick to start things off. The charge comes through, and it's not going to do anything except for leave Team Rocket exposed. And the charge will come through, kills to follow. Fruit Schmack continuing to dwindle down the team of Team Rocket. Just not really giving them any sort of quarter or chance to survive, get on point, get anything done. In fact, Team Rocket, as they go into the second map, are going to have to go back to the drawing board and bring us a bit of a surprise, a bit of a change-up.
Yeah, I mean, that was better than the first round, but I mean, I just have to say it, that charge into the backline on his last fight, that's just a throw, my dude. You can't be doing that, especially in an advanced tier. You're just going to have the whole enemy collapse onto you, and then it just opens up Handsome Guy for a huge shatter on your team. You left them high and dry.
I mean, maybe you get lucky and you get one with the pen. If you get super lucky, then you get a bit of a boop off of the side based off of the knockback. But you know, for the most part, it's really more risk than it is reward.
Yeah. You know, it could have paid off. It could have paid off. It didn't. But that's what we're here for, you know? We're here to see some good content, right? It was a good game. Team Rocket definitely came in and turned things around for that second round. What do you think they did well, Shiddle?
Adapted. You saw the first map and where it was really one-sided for Fruit Schmack. Team Rocket had a lot of issue getting the choke. They had issue putting their ultimates together, and it just looked like Fruit Schmack was just bing, bang, boom, bang, bang, knocking them down left and right. So that was a bit rough to see. But then you come into the second point, they changed their composition up a little bit. They changed their focus a little bit. And now you see them starting to get the point a little bit here and there. So that's what I want to keep seeing from them. As long as they can keep evolving to what Fruit Schmack's got, yeah, you may not win the fight, but if you can learn from it and get yourself together, then when you do go down to that loser's bracket and fight yourself back, because I can guarantee you Fruit Schmack's going to be in the end of this tournament, you'll have a little bit more preparation for when you see them again.
Exactly. And I think what is interesting is that I'm pretty sure they pretty much just played the mirror comp for both rounds, maybe with like one pick different, which is interesting to see. I don't know if that played into the part of how the game went, how the map went at all, but maybe the Fruit Smacks just were better individually.
Yeah, and Fruit Schmack is also a team that has been playing together for quite some time. So as far as the synergy goes and how um, they're able to kind of pick up for the slack of their teammates is a really important factor in the game today. Because if you have a team that you may not know that your Genji player is really good with the dash, but is kind of iffy on the reflex. Now, Fruit Schmack, they know that, so they know that when their Genji gets a little bit too deep and goes up with the reflect, they might need the diva defense matrix. They might need that Zarya bubble. So you've already got that prepared when they go in to make sure that they come back home safely. Team, a newer team, that might not be a synergy that you find. But we're gonna be going to our next map. As you can see, our map set here. I've got a beautiful doggo. You can just see his nose. Watchpoint Gibraltar gonna be coming up next, and Watchpoint Gibraltar, a map that if you don't have your ducks in a row, it is a difficult fight.
Yeah, you see so many holds on point A here with teams who aren't coordinated, and really shows like the boys from the men when it comes to how your team coordinates. Like I really expect Fruit Schmack to play really really well here. It's definitely a map for good team coordination.
Oh, and we have a substitution coming in, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be Knitter coming in for Schmooples in that support line. So we're definitely going to be seeing Ana play here, I believe, from Knitter. And that's going to be a substitution on Frushmak, by the way. Not really surprised to see this happen. This is kind of a switch up that we've seen multiple times throughout Fruit Schmack's existence here, where they kind of like to slot in a couple of people based on how the matchup is going. So Knitter comes in a little bit on the Ana, and she kind of specializes there on that hero for Fruit Schmack. And we might at some point see who is it? Who am I looking for? I'm looking for a hero that's no longer on the roster. No worries, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go press the reset button on my Oppa hood. But we're gonna hop on into Watchpoint Gibraltar here in just a minute. See the wonderful, wonderful sights of the scientific laboratory of Winston. My namesake.
And do you think they're switching over to the Ana pick because they want to play dive? I think so. This is just such a good dive map, and yeah, I mean you see it here. They're gonna be playing the Ana with the monkey, probably with the monkey diva or a monkey Zarya. There we go, monkey Zarya.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say monkey Zarya. Paul wins. Zarya is legendary.
Very nice indeed. And yeah, I think this is a really really good comp all around, and we see both dive coming out for both teams, but we see Aaron on the Symmetra. Interesting pick. Maybe they have a plan. Maybe they have a key strategy to get the comp.
I have a feeling this is just an out of spawn.
Symmetra. Yeah, and then maybe switch off to like a hit scan, or I don't know. We'll see. Maybe the Doomfist again.
Yeah, I could see the switch to the Doomfist, but just to get the team into position, yeah, they're gonna put them up there on the high ground.
Tracer. Okay.
Tracer.
That isn't a lot of damage with a Symmetra Tracer. You're giving up. From what Gregorio goes, he gives a lot of burst damage into the Fruit Schmack, which Team Rocket are missing.
Oreo is just waiting for Kamehameha to be alone on this high ground. There it is. The tank come in, the DPS go out, the counter dives alive. Fruit Schmack able to find up that secure up that first kill. And with no Ana, things are about to get a little bit scary for Team Rocket on the point. They're gonna have to back out completely, but a beautifully done counter dive.
Yeah, perfect. Beautiful to watch. But Team Rocket is still capping point here. They're getting the distance. They haven't decided to reset just yet. They want to just finish this fight, get it to one fight territory. Just good to see.
And if you're Fruit Schmack, you're kind of okay with this because now you know every avenue they're gonna come from.
Yeah, you can back up here and play very very safe. Hold blue box, and once you have control of blue box here, it's really really hard to take this point.
Wonder what we're gonna be able to see George pull off on this Sombra.
I also think with the Tracer Sombra, you just don't have much vertical movement. And this is a very, very vertical map.
Yeah, we're seeing that firsthand right there. Clones up onto the high ground, immediately punched out by Oreo. And you know, Team Rocket trying to get something done in this brawly composition is positive. Good. Able to find clones out with that pulse bomb, and often people call the pulse bomb more of a another skill without a cooldown. But that time proved it can be an ultimate. Oreo into the back line, a very dangerous thing to see, but able to get out scot-free. And Paulwin so aggressive on this Zarya, just able to get out.
It's working for him though. He's playing insanely well, making it work. The aggressive Zarya. But the thing is, with the Doomfist and Brig, it gives you 2 opportunities to boot people off the high ground.
That EMP needs the follow-up. George looking for the help from the team. They find the kill and a drag. That's the first kill, is the grab from Paulwin. Stops the rest of Team Rocket from joining the party, and from behind, nobody really looking for it. The damage is there. Schmack will be able to stabilize, and Team Rocket really putting together a couple of good, smaller fights, but the overall picture not getting painted.
Yeah, George on that Sombra pick is getting value, but you need to get value out of these EMPs. And with the Tracer, you're just not gonna get much combination ability. It's just, I don't know what they were trying with that EMP.
Rushing it in a little bit, trying to capture them while they were split, but it didn't really come out to fruition. And there's Oreo coming in from behind, does get hacked out, and Positive Good is able to find another pulse bomb into the back line. Kills, however, now in favor of Team Rocket. They found 3. It's only a Tracer in the support line for Schmack left to defend the point. So I think we might see that payload move all the way through. Positive Good trying to do the runaround to get back just in time. Gonna be able to touch. Brig, however, on point. No longer the Tracer eraser that she once was. Aaron still able to play the Tracer into this composition as Handsome Guy finishes off Brig into the back line. That's gonna even it up to a 6v6. Yeah, without that Brig, Team Rocket's not gonna have any AoE healing, and Kamehameha is gonna have to carry a lot on this Ana. Looks like the sound barrier, or no, sorry, Gorbachi's switching over to the Lucio, but clones his Primal Rage, keeping things alive for Team Rocket at the time, but they've got to be careful. Schmack's got a Meteor Strike. Doomfist is up into the air, looking for the targets. The Nano Boost comes down from Schmack onto the Winston. The Doomfist able to find it. Gorbachi's coming back from spawn, and the kills are coming through from Schmack one after the other as they set themselves a win condition here on Gibraltar.
Yeah, they just need to cap first, and that is it. Handsome Guy is playing out of his mind on this Winston. He's getting so many picks. And that pick onto Gorbachi's on that Brig was absolutely massive to carry out and win that fight for them. Oh, wow. Insane. But I want to put out Positive Good. I think he's got like homing missiles with his pulse bombs. He's hitting every single one.
It's not only that, but Positive Good plus Handsome Guy has been absolute pleasure to watch. I mean, Gorbachi's on that last play, sitting on the payload, able to scare the Tracer away. Didn't die to the Tracer, and then you saw Handsome Guy come in, dive that Brig hiding around the corner, and just tickle Cannon her to death. And that was all she wrote.
Have 2 words: controlled aggression, and they're running it perfectly. And it's Paulwin is allowing this aggression and controlling it with his bubbles, and it's working so well for them here on that defense.
The question is, can Team Rocket find something to shut this down? Because there's multiple elements of Schmack that are just coming in to be colossal game-changing things. Knitter on this Ana has been an absolute terror. Paulwin's Zarya, almost impeccable. Handsome Guy allowed, because of that, to be so aggressive on this Winston. You have to find a way to shut down Oreo when they're diving in on the Doomfist. There's a lot going on that Team Rocket needs to deal with here, and it might be a little too short of a distance to figure that all out.
Yeah, I totally agree. And when every single team member is playing out of their minds, what can you do?
Well,
you just have to beat them at their own game.
That's one thing you can do. George able to take Oreo out of the fight completely, and Aaron just gonna farm up the Zarya. Paulwin Able to back out, however, and give a lot of volt charge over to the supports. If Aaron can get back there just a little bit more, but don't want to get too greedy. So going to be going back to the team. Team Rocket seemingly able to keep Fruit Schmack at bay for the time being. The question is, next time Oreo comes into the picture, are you going to be able to delete him just as quickly as you did last time? Yes, they can. Clone's able to find the kill onto the Doomfist. Team Rocket's still able to stabilize. Pulse Bomb online for Aaron as they track the Tracer into the Mega Health Room. Clones is able to take Lord Mooman out of the fight, and Team Rocket really pulling punches right now, or pulling their punches straight at Team Rocket. I should be saying. Positive good on the Tracer. Still a bit of a tear as Paulin finds a couple of kills. Fruit Schmack gaining ground, and the Pulse Bomb from Aaron will be one of the most important ultimates online.
They nanoed him, but no one was there. But Nano Zaya is so dangerous. Slightly mistimed play there from Net 7. But it's working for them. They're getting into last fight territory here with 2.5 minute time bank. This is looking really good for Fruit Schmack. Coming up to grab as well.
Their Winston taking a nap on the high ground is not the ideal situation as Oreo meets an unfortunate anti-nade. You see positive good calling for healing, still trying to tickle things around in the back line, but George for Team Rocket holds one of the winning conditions of this fight, has the EMP online, and that's going to be able to ruin Fruit Schmack's days. If we're lucky, Aaron gets a good pulse bomb and we don't need to use the EMP. Team Rocket over there with their Winston getting a lot of cleave. Trying to hack that Mega, but not going to be able to do so. Aaron still looking for the perfect moment to use the pulse bomb.
Yeah, and an early pulse bomb here is exactly what they need. They need to save this EMP for the perfect time. And the longer they hold it, the longer they know, Fruit Schmack know that they can't commit all their ults and win this fight. So there we go, an early EMP.
Oh, and a good counter dive there from Clones, taking a page out of Fruit Schmack's book. Diving up the supports as the tanks disappear. George able to find another kill, and it looks like Handsome Guy kind of just surrendering to the gods there at the end of that fight.
But now EMP's gone. Now they can safely use all their ultimates. They have Nano and Rally up with a Pulse Bomb and a grab. This is going to be very dangerous for Team Rocket with no support ultimates. They have no get out of jail free card here. Only with their own grab and Pulse Bomb. It's gonna be a struggle here. Oh no! Here we go, early grab.
Yeah, Paulin with the early grab to try and get something going, but it doesn't look like they found anything except for Gorobo Cheese in the back. Treble goes down as well. Kamehameha out of the picture. That's a lot of damage. Nano boosted Winston right into the front line, and you might get back for one more touch, but you don't have any ultimates left.
Yeah, this is gonna be a huge struggle. Fruit Schmack coming in with Copy and Monkey, Primal Rage. This is going to be a struggle. If George is going to be able to farm up EMP quickly here, they might have a chance. But no,
yeah, George immediately taken care of at the end.
Fruit Schmack are just looking quality and all over in all 6 positions here. And I don't know what Team Rocket can do to stop them here. I think they just need to take a break at halftime and have a discussion about what they can do to win and find out.
And they were able to kind of drag Oreo down that go. Drag Oreo definitely didn't have as much freedom on the attack as they did on the defense, so they did a very good job of kind of consolidating a little bit, compartmentalizing, and dealing with some of those problems. Next step, you got to do something about Paul Win.
Yeah. That guy is on fire. He's just 100 charged at all times, and especially the amount of nano boosts they're pumping into him is dangerous.
Dangerous indeed. But we're going to leave Fruit Schmack and Team Rocket to their halftime chats as we take a short break, ladies and gentlemen. And a huge thanks to ExpressVPN for helping make all of this possible. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we see Fruit Schmack taking on Team Rocket. I am Shadow24 here, Elo Hell, joined by Bolter07 in this tournament series that is being put on by ExpressVPN. A huge shout out to them for making this all possible. Now, we could be seeing a very quick night here, Bolter. We've already gotten 2 maps down, the third on the horizon, but it's Kings Row. It's not Horizon Lunar Colony. We're not doing that to you guys. We're going to be going to Kings Row next.
I mean, I wish they were playing Paris, but...
Oh, yes.
Apparently people don't like that map.
Oh, I love it. I think it is one of the most developed and mapped out maps in the game.
Yeah, like all 2CP maps.
Balanced.
Yeah. Anyway, King's Row. How do we think Team Rocket are gonna fare in King's Row versus the other maps? Do you think they can pull out something different? Do you think the brawl style is gonna suit them better than how we were seeing them play on Lijiang or Watchpoint Gibraltar?
I honestly, if Team Rocket doesn't bring something completely out of the left wheelhouse in some way, shape, or form, whether that be a complete plan to deal with Oreo and Paulwin, or a composition that is gonna knock Fruit Schmack off of their mount just long enough to take the point, I feel like they're gonna have to get creative, and execution for them is going to be so important just because of how well Fruit Schmack works together.
Yeah, I totally agree. But I think the one positive is that on Lijiang and Night Market, they played a good brawl. And this is what I want to see from them in King's Row. I think they're still going to struggle, and they just need to find their own style that that's going to differentiate themselves from Fruit Schmack. Because I think Fruit Schmack are looking like the better team, but Team Rocket need to pull something out of the bag, and something that Fruit Schmack won't expect.
I mean, they've got the pieces of the puzzle. You know, we've seen Gorbachev play an insane Lucio. We've seen clones on this main tank, both the Reinhardt and the Winston doing an amazing job. One thing we haven't seen is the sniper play from Team Rocket, and I think that you know you've got a few squishies you can pick off if you can find Oreo while they're caught in an updraft. You know, it's a very predictable path of movement. We could see a lot, but by the way, just so you know what's happening, Drag Oreo actually emoting at that corner, allowing them to see third person into the spawn.
That's big brain. Huge brain. I mean, he's going to be able to see that Widow is going to be able to snipe them. And, Aaron's going to switch off, I think. Yeah, to the McCree. They're going to switch to a very standard meta Rhine Diva brawl. And I think that Fruit Schmack are going to miss the Mei. Maybe the Mei is exactly what they need. To be able to deliver the punch to Fruit Schmack that's going to knock them out.
Very true. Team Rocket just now moving on to the point they had to wait for their main source of damage to get back into the composition, but now Fruit Schmack has a pretty good idea on where they are. You can see them preemptively making a rotation and sending Drag Oreo up through the theater to get onto the high ground for his initiation on the Doomfist. Team Rocket now rotating onto the opposing high ground, and really it's just Fruit Schmack waiting for Oreo to get into the mix there, and Team Rocket's not going to wait. They're going to go ahead and get themselves right on into the action. Down they go with an immortality field, but two immediately falling for Team Rocket as their hopes dwindle a bit. The best you can take out of this fight right now, if you can just get one person, just one, and stagger up those spawns. But that's not going to happen, and they say it's because of the Doomfist.
Yeah, and that engage from Dragoria was absolutely insane onto the Baptiste. It caught him completely off guard. He had to use the immortality, and it didn't even save him then. Huge play, but now Fruit Schmack coming in with ults.
Yeah, Fruit Schmack coming in with ults. Team Rocket really not giving a hoot or holler about that. The Mei wall drops just in time for the shatter to land as Fruit Schmack's going to continue to decimate the kill feed. Team Rocket building up ultimates for their next attack. They haven't wasted too much time off of the clock. They still have plenty to take the point, but they're not the only team building ultimates.
Yeah, but we're down to 2 minutes here. That first rotation took so long for Team Rocket, and they didn't get anything out of it. But now they are coming up with their ultimates. Clones, Kamehameha have got their ultimate, so this should be looking good for them if they can pull them off. But George is still at 60%. He's just not getting much value on this Mei. He's not being able to get those clutch walls, and he's struggling, I think.
Yeah, Maywall in this next fight is going to be pretty much crucial with Paul Wynn's Graviton. So George hopefully going to be saving that for that ultimate. If we see that Maywall go out too early like that, it's going to be a problem. Positive Good able to find the opening kill, and the Meteor Strike goes into the Graviton. Luckily, there's a sound barrier from Gorbachev to keep Team Rocket alive, but it's not going to keep them in the fight. Pushed back all the way. I'd say that's a bit of a win for Team Rocket. You know, you get the Graviton baited out, you get the Meteor Strike baited out, but you have to get out and regroup. You can't allow them to push this far.
And that is some BM there. It's shattering the spawn doors. And this could be a mistake from Schmack. Handsome Guy goes down, and they use beat.
And they're going to lose their Reinhardt. Looks like they lose their Doomfist here as well. Respawn's definitely going to be in favor of Team Rocket. A big shatter through an Amp Matrix is going to make it null and void. Clones is going to lose their life in the process, and Positive Good still clicking heads with the Peacekeeper here on the McCree as they go for this rotation. Deadeye sent back to spawn on Aaron, and for Team Rocket, it's going to be a mad scramble back to point to make sure you can get there, but Handsome Guy back in the equation, you can't. You got to back out. 24 seconds, there's no time to regroup.
Yeah, and when you have Handsome Guy and Paul win at 100%, that's a lot of damage. And that's when you need the Mayord and the Blizzard to come in and protect the point and close it up. And George just used it way too early in that fight when he didn't need to.
Yeah, now you're seeing Oreo just kind of abuse that free sight line. Lordamon!
Ooh.
Whoa! Just kind of squeaks the Deadeye pass, and now it's Positive Good's turn. Positive Good, however, not going to find any purchase. Diva Bomb going to be pushing Fruit Schmack back just a bit, but it's not going to find any kills. Positive Good rolling pass is going to find only a couple of shots from Aaron. And they are going to be able to take this point, 2 minutes and 30 seconds, but Fruit Schmack has already backed out and regrouped at the corner.
Yeah, that's a very good idea. And Team Rocket finally kept the point. Prepare for trouble, make it double. Finally able to. And they're able to win from Aaron getting a huge 2 opening picks. And that's exactly what they needed. They needed someone to bring up a clutch play. And Aaron brings that, puts his team on his back, and carries him over the finish line to cap that point.
Oh, you've got to know that Graviton is there, but in this scenario, that doesn't even matter. You're able to take Paulwin out of the situation, take the Graviton off the table. Fruit Schmack has no other choice but to press S in this situation. You know, they've got that Meteor Strike, but without something to set it up, it's a lot more difficult to pull off.
Yeah, I think you probably want to be looking to use it just as an escape tool now, rather than offensively. And I don't know what Paulwin was thinking. Like, maybe he just wanted to switch off to the Diva, but that grab could have been so good for them.
Grab could have been a big deal. Now gonna have to look for the self-destruct from Paulwin. Beautiful Meteor Strike into the back, but an even prettier Immortality Field coming out from Kamehameha. Shattered from Clones is committed as Paulwin eats the Blizzard.
And that's such a huge Diva play. And maybe he did just want to switch off to the Diva just to eat that Blizzard. It's got Georgia in his back pocket.
As indeed, and this is going to allow for Fruit Schmack to be super, like, hyper-aggressive, almost, if you will. I mean, 46 seconds left. Team Rocket is coming into last fight territory and an overtime push to follow.
Yeah, from how Fruit Schmack are playing, they seem upset that they let them cap point A, and they want to prove something. And they want to say, oh, we're going to make you be in a world of hurt and dominate you over and over again.
Reinhardt dropping a little bit too early there, but Aaron able to find the first pick. Into the back is able to de-suit the Diva, but that's about all it's going to be able to get. Amp Mansion on the high ground, however, for Team Rocket is going to be the play of the day. Doomfist dislodging the McCree. That's exactly what Oreo's there to do. Positive Good finding the opening kill. It would have been okay if Drag Oreo hadn't gotten taken out of the equation. So we are going to see Team Rocket capture the second point, barring a pesky Lucio, but of course, this and that, thus and then, it's been taken care of.
Yeah, and they switch over, and they cap point B. That's absolutely huge, and they've got a 1 minute 30 for point C. Drag Oreo switches over to the Hanzo. He's playing so well on that Doomfist, but I guess he just wants to be able to control the high ground, and this high ground on point C is so key. So key. I also feel that Aaron was shutting him down on that McCree as he's playing a hell of a game. He's just struggling with that Doomfist on that point C, on that point B. He wasn't getting as much value.
Hasn't react. Hasn't been able to put the combos together. Punches just weren't landing. Neither is the Diva. Oh, spoke too soon. Trouble finding handsome guy out right there. And Payload still getting a bit of movement. Team Rocket feeling very comfortable right now in their situation. And oh, Paulwin, you tried to get fancy and it didn't work. I see you. I see what you've done. What? He's gonna boop on George by calling the mech back in to start the snowball from Schmack?
Oh my god! Well, that was some fancy play. And they get the stagger onto Kamehameha. He wasn't able to push his exploding mech off, but he pushed off George.
Yeah. Called him off for the misplay, and he makes a better one.
Yeah. Unreal. And Dragorio is coming in with Dragons. Dragons comes in early to stop them getting on the point.
Oh, completely separating Team Rocket from the point. A defense matrix onto their own McCree to keep him safe and try to get something out, but a shield is going to stop that dream where it is in Schmack. Win conditions set. They just have to push to the golden box, and Team Rocket will have no ability to answer back. But Team Rocket, a lot of pressure for your first point defense. You have to put up a solid defense.
Yeah, they need to at least take a minute or two off the clock at the minimum. Otherwise, Schmack are gonna be able to roll. I really think that Team Rocket put up a really good fight on that point B and point C. And after a very shaky start, they could have been a bit overwhelmed and they could have taken their heads might have been down, but they lifted their heads up and they turned it around and they were able to push up nearly to the finish. And that's going to put them in a really good position for defense here.
And they're slowly but surely doing exactly what we said that they had to do. The first step was you need to deal with the DPS in your backline so that your supports can keep the rest of the team up. Dragorio, effectively dealt with. Still getting a lot of work done, but definitely not being the terror Doomfist that we saw on the first two maps. Paulwin, not as successful on the Zarya this go around. Had a little bit of trouble pulling a couple of things off, a couple of mistimed gravitons. So you're starting to see Team Rocket kind of poke at the cracks in the armor of Schmack.
Yeah, I think they're getting a bit of an understanding about where they can kind of find some effective ways to beat Schmack here, and I think they can do it. I think they can do it. Dragorio switches back onto this Doomfist, and he's been playing well on the Doomfist, but Aaron has been shutting him down.
And a beautiful play to start things off. They bait out the Mei wall, and it doesn't find anything. However, this time, Dragorio, you're not finding our Lucio. Your McCree can find that kill, but you're not going home with it. You're just going home with nothing. So Team Rocket now going to have to wait for Gorbachev to get back into the situation, while Schmack, they're going to have their Doomfist back in a hurry.
Yeah, but at least Lucio does get back quickly. But they're going to be on the back foot coming into this fight.
Oh, look at that. Dragorio really just not able to play the game on this Doomfist. They've been able to shut him down each and every time. Aaron now on the back with this McCree getting very close to a very deadly Deadeye, but has to back out completely. You can see the call in the comms almost as clear as day. And Paulwin will pay the price. Has the self-bubble.
He comes out alive with a slither of health. A slither! And, he's able to sneak out. And so close, but it wouldn't have made a difference either way. The fight was done. But Aaron comes out with a staggered reset, and he's gonna be in a bad spawn. So Team Rocket are gonna have to wait for him before engaging again. And does that mean that Schmack are gonna be able to push it past the choke?
It looks like they will. The way that Team Rocket's defending this rotation.
I mean, they're not even on card at the minute.
Yeah, they're not on card. That's going to cost them. If they'd been on card, they would have been past this choke. Easy breezy, but Team Rocket able to come in through the back, lay down a fat shatter from clones. And not only do they have the defensive position, but they've split your team in half.
Yeah, and come on, this is basically like Overwatch 101. One of your supports needs to be on card. And the Team Rocket are coming up to some ults here, and they're coming up with the Blizz, and this Blizzard in this choke can be huge. There's not a lot of places to run. Oh, okay, never mind. Positive Good comes out and picks up a huge Deadeye.
Yeah, that Deadeye going to be an absolute force of nature. Able to find one, able to open the kill into clones as well. So what was a really good play from Team Rocket? It did take a minute off of the clock, and it was creative. It got the job done. when it came down to that raw brawl fight, you're seeing Fruit Schmack still win out.
Yeah, and one point of play that I want to mention is that I think Fruit Schmack are using their ultimate a little bit earlier than Team Rocket, and I think this is putting them in advantageous positions and winning them fights overall. Oh, poor win. Oh, cheeky play. He's been spotted.
Oh! Gets spotted, doesn't commit the Graviton, thankfully, because it would have been a hungry trouble in that mix. Amplification matrix on both sides, and a blizzard from Team Rocket as both McCrees start to begin to find themselves some kills. It looks like Team Rocket are going to be pushing Fruit Schmack into a tricky position. Questionable Graviton from Paul win on the corner, trying to get the most majority of Team Rocket, but not going to find anything with it. So they're going to have to commit that shatter from Handsome Guy, but there's still a sound barrier from Gorbachev there to keep things alive. But the kill is still coming through for Fruit Schmack. It just doesn't seem like Team Rocket has been able to put the damage side of the coin down onto the table. Jaguario now looking for the kill on the Baptiste, and Immortality Field will keep Kamayaha just a little bit longer. But Fruit Schmack really rolling through. We're into the last point. Doomfist, it can be a terror here, and they've been avoiding Aaron. They noticed that Aaron was shutting him down, and now they just avoid the McCree.
Yeah, and he's doing a really good job at avoiding him and just diving straight onto Kamehameha. I feel like Positive Good and Dragorio are just dominating Aaron and George, and it's just they're really struggling to get the picks.
They still have time, and now's the perfect place to put together the defense of the century. Clones his shatter, looking for a target, but this high ground poke from Fruit Schmack is making it extremely difficult, very low on health, and almost at a predictable fashion. The Fire Strike comes up, but the shield not there. Gonna get the damage coming through from Fruit Schmack. Able to find themselves every single kill they need to take the day. Fruit Schmack are gonna be moving on and knocking Team Rocket down to the losers bracket here in the Advanced Division.
Should we say blasting off?
Just a bit.
That was a really good play, and this is a really good team effort on Fruit Schmack. Team Rocket came back and hit them with a counterpunch, but Fruit Schmack identified what they needed to do and where Team Rocket were hurting them, and just countering them.
And had this been a best of 5, I think that or a first of 5, I think we may have seen a bit of a different Team Rocket on the 4th, 5th maps. Like I kept saying, they were continuously improving, they were adapting, they were slowly starting to deal with the things that Fruit Schmack were bringing to the table. The issue is that what was working so consistently for 2 maps for Fruit Schmack was just single composition. So once Team Rocket was like, oh, well, this is what we need to do to take care of that one person in the composition, Fruit Schmack went, oh, well, let's just change our whole composition, and then you won't know how to deal with it.
Exactly. And I feel like Dragorio and Positive Good were just finding so much value on that Doomfist and McCree pairing. They obviously know how to play around that very well, and it just works for them.
It did indeed. And, knowing Fruit Schmack, it is going to keep working. So make sure that you guys are keeping an eye on Fruit Schmack as they continue through this tournament. But that is going to do it for myself and Bolter here tonight. That is our last match. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We want to give a big shout out to both of these teams for coming in and really fighting their hearts out. Fruit Schmack, congratulations on your advancement. Team Rocket, make sure you're watching that VOD so that when you go down to the losers bracket, you can fight your way back. Another huge shout out to ExpressVPN as well as our producer, Zathan, who's been an absolute joy in our ears, making sure that we have the correct facts. Bolter, was there anything you wanted to say before we let everybody go?
Yeah, just a big shout out to ExpressVPN and again Zathon, who's both observing and producing tonight. So thank you very much, dude.
And with that, we're going to leave you guys with a couple of notes. Stay safe, don't be toxic, and have a wonderful evening.